name is Charles, and I'm going to discuss to you why the importance of reading books. Okay, so not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers, quoted by Harry S. Truman. If you look into the lives of the most successful and wealthy people out there, you'll notice that they're always trying to grasp knowledge of things that they don't know about in order to know more. And it's no wonder why they excel so greatly in the field that they are capable of doing. So books contain knowledge that we should consider to become open-minded about to reach our highest potential. Successful people study other successful people. So if you want something that somebody already has, you want to listen to someone, and you have to be willing to do what they did. So these are some statistics about how the orange ones are the people that are actually. This is a graph of people doing more activities. So the orange ones are the ones doing more activities, and the green ones are the people that's not reading, and the orange ones are obviously the one reading. So it just shows how much involvement people that are reading become. So I came from a non-book loving family. I was not taught to independently read, so reading by myself was not enforced, and I was not influenced to continuously read. So therefore, like for a couple, 17 years of my life, I was not into books. So I was introduced to this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it told the knowledge that I've never even been taught about. So from there, I just looked into it. I was like, wow, there's so much knowledge out there I still have to grasp. So ever since then, I decided to become a book reader. I love reading. It's become actually a good habit. So yeah, it's changed a lot for me. And I'll actually discuss the fundamental dangers of how not reading can become harmful. I will cover what is keeping us from reading often, and I will talk about ways to resolve us not reading often. So before technology took over, we used books, manuals, and manuscripts, etc., in order to learn more of things that we don't know. Now we rely on technology. You can easily type in, access anything you want, and boom, there it is. It pops up. And I'm not saying that technology is bad, but it's caused a lot of things to make us lack. For instance, we become over-reliant. It's impacted us so greatly, it can mean things like losing skills, facing fraud, lose power, creating a habit of being lazy. Relying on technology just easily means that there's an easy way out. You know, it's not a bad thing, but for me it's bad because it can be false information. They can have no credibility, and yet we accept that facts. And I'm not saying that all internet information is a fraud, but I am saying that it can be fake. It can lack credibility. And there's this quote I actually seen. It said, "Reading is knowledge, and knowledge is power." So, right there, basically, it's telling us that just gaining knowledge is power. You know, unfortunately, power is accessible to anybody. Now, if you look into dictators and monarchs out there that live, they gain this knowledge in order to gain power, and therefore they're in a position that some people didn't want. Now, if we look back in this era, or in this present form, there's some people that we don't want in power. Now, ask yourself that. Would you want those people to be in power? So, think about that. Another thing is, it causes laziness among people. We become, like I said, we become really reliable on things. Like for instance, I would have, or someone would have an article due, and we have to answer questions, and we could easily look up on the internet and just summarize it. And we would literally become lazy. And I can tell you that because I've had some information, I've had some experience myself, and I'll just kind of skipping over. So when in conflict, we don't know what we don't know can actually hurt us. For example, my families or friends would often and react negatively to problems because they don't know how to solve it. So this could mean no knowledge, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, social, or financial conflicts. That's just the fact. That's just the basics. So yeah, although I talked about the fundamental dangers of not reading, it is vital for me to explain the barriers of what's causing this problem. Now, reading is optional. Okay, that's the main reason people avoid it. The reason why people avoid it is because, well, it's no fun. You know, we've grown to new activities. Um, it's become boring, and we've also become easily distracted. You know, social media, internet, all these stuff. It's also become a low priority for people that push away stuff because they've been busy out there. So while I spoke to you about the barriers that's causing this thing, it's important for me to show how to overcome this. So influence is key. Like, I can't tell everybody to say, hey, you know, get a book right now and start reading. I can't tell them. But you can show how important it is to be reading. So what I say is, well, maybe you can enforce it using technology. We can take advantage of the technology and make it accessible for young and old, everybody, to read and actually enforce the importance of reading. So, or maybe just commit to habits. Like for me, I would read at least 10 pages a day. By the end of the month, I've already finished at least a book, and I've already gained knowledge right there. So yeah. So I say reading books is important. If you study successful, happy people, you'll learn that they know things that you might not be aware of from others through reading. So first, I discussed the significance of not reading. Second, I covered the barriers of what's keeping us from reading. Third, I talked about a way for this issue. And remember, you're in control of your life, no one else. Decisions are made by you, ultimately. This is your life at hand, so take consideration of what you can bring to your life, because it can be helpful. There's this quote by Jim Rohn. He said, it's not about what life gives you or throws at you, but it's rather what you do with what life throws at you. So yeah, there's also this thing called law of use. Things that we are not used, we lose. So we must reach our highest potential and practice them by bettering our knowledge and learning from them. So like, for instance, I've learned things like gaining more confidence, how to achieve my highest potential, create ambitions, thinking positively, better communication, disciplining myself, reading opportunities, and these are just some skills I'm set for life, you know, just by reading. So changes in me, I'm excited for the future. You know, I'm excited to learn more because, well, it's taught me a lot of things that I've never really been taught about in school. So we should not want to push away education. We should actually want to learn more. So yeah, we can stay ignorant to everything that we don't need, but what I tell myself all the time is ignorance is not a weakness or strength, but it does determine what you will receive in the future. So despite all opinions, consider what you can bring to your life.